There is a specific kind of phone call that every parent dreads. Not the call from the school, not the call from a relative with news, the call that starts with, "Mom, don't panic," or "Dad, so something happened," or the worst version, "I'm okay," but that word. But everything before the but is preparation. Everything after the but is the actual information. Today we are going inside 6 households in 6 countries. 6 teenagers who borrowed the family car. 6 accidents that were, in the grand scheme of things, minor. A scraped bumper, a dented door, a reversed into pole that absolutely came out of nowhere. Nobody was hurt. The car was damaged, and somebody had to make that call. USA, India, South Korea, Germany, Brazil, 5 countries, 5 cars, 5 very different moments when that call connected. And the person on the other end found out. Let's get into it. Say Ryan is 17 years old. He had been driving for 4 months. He was, by his own assessment, a competent driver. By his mother's assessment, someone who was learning and should take his time. By the parking lot's assessment, someone who had slightly misjudged the distance between his car and the concrete pillar at the far end of Bay 14. The scrape was significant. Not catastrophic, but significant. He sat in the car for 3 minutes before picking up his phone. He called his mother. "Mom. Ryan. Don't panic." His mother's first 4 questions, in order, were, "Are you okay? Are you hurt anywhere? Is anyone else involved? Is anyone else hurt?" She asked all 4 before asking about the car. "This is important." "The car can be fixed," she said. "You cannot be fixed as easily. Are you sure you're okay?" Ryan confirmed he was okay. "Okay, stay where you are. The insurance card is in the glove compartment. Take it out now so you have it. I'm on my way." She arrived in 11 minutes. She got out of the car. She looked at Ryan first. She put her hand on his face. The specific way that means I needed to see that you were actually okay with my own eyes. Then she looked at the car. She walked around it once. She took 2 photos for insurance purposes. Then she sat beside Ryan on the parking lot curb. "Tell me what happened. From the beginning," Ryan told her. She listened to all of it. When he finished, she was quiet for a moment. "The pillar was always there," she said. "I know. Pillars don't move. I know, Mom. We're going to talk about spatial awareness, but not today. Today I'm just glad you're okay." She stood up. "Also, you're paying the deductible." "I know. Good. Let's go home." India. Arjun is 17 years old. He had borrowed his father's car to run what he described as a quick errand. The errand was quick. The reversing out of the narrow lane, less so. The gate at the end of the lane had been there for 11 years. Arjun had driven past it many times. He had never reversed past it before. The sound was specific, immediate, unmistakable. He got out of the car. He looked at the damage. He looked at the gate. He looked at the damage again. He called his father. "Papa, Han, oh, gadi mein thoda, kya hua?" His father arrived 12 minutes later. He barked. He got out. He walked to the car. He stood in front of the damage for 1 full minute without speaking. Then he looked at Arjun. "Where was your hand?" "Not, are you okay?" "Not, what happened?" "Not, how did this occur?" "Where was your hand?" Arjun explained. "The lane, the gate, the angle." His father listened. He looked at the gate. He looked at the car. He looked at the gate again. His mother had been informed by the time his father finished assessing the damage, not by his father. By the neighbor who had witnessed the incident from her window and had called his mother before Arjun had even called his father. His mother arrived at the scene, having walked from the house, with the expression of a woman who had already heard 3 different versions of the story and was not satisfied with any of them. I have been saying for 3 years. What exactly she had been saying for 3 years was delivered at considerable length. By evening, 7 relatives had been informed. His uncle had called to offer driving advice. His aunt had called to say she had always known this would happen. And his mother, while on the phone with yet another relative, said the words that would follow Arjun for the next several years. "Mrs. Sharma's son. He has never crashed a car." Arjun sat in his room. The gate had been there for 11 years. It had never moved. Germany. Felix is 17 years old. He had scraped the side of the family car against a concrete barrier while navigating a narrow, multi-story car park. The scrape was along the rear passenger door, approximately 40 centimeters. He assessed the damage. He took photographs, 6 of them, from multiple angles. Then he called his father. His father asked 3 questions. Is anyone hurt? No. Is the car drivable? Yes. Where exactly are you? He gave the location. Stay there. Do not move the car until I arrive. His father arrived 23 minutes later. He got out of his car. He did not look at Felix first. He looked at the damage. He produced his own phone. He took 11 photographs, adding to Felix's 6 for a total of 17 from different angles and distances. He examined the barrier. He examined the scrape. He examined the entry angle of the parking space. Show me how you entered the space. Felix walked him through it. His father nodded. He was not angry. He was processing. The space is rated for vehicles up to 1.9 meters wide. Our car is 1.85. The margin was 4 centimeters on each side. He looked at the scrape. You entered at an angle that reduced your effective clearance on the left side to approximately 1 centimeter, given normal vibration and minor steering correction. Contact was a statistical near certainty. Felix stared at him. So? It wasn't entirely my fault? His father looked at him. It was entirely your fault. You chose the space. You assessed the clearance incorrectly. You are responsible for the outcome. He put his phone away. However, I have filed a formal complaint with the car park management regarding the inadequate space dimensions. That is a separate matter. He produced a printed document from his jacket. This is the incident report. I completed it in the car on the way here. Sign at the bottom. Felix signed. Also, we will practice narrow space parking this weekend. I have booked the industrial estate on Hoffmannstrasse, 7 a.m. 7 a.m. on Saturday? His father was already walking back to his car. 7 a.m., he confirmed. The barriers there are the same width. Brazil. Gabriel is 17 years old. He had reversed his mother's car into the neighbor's gate post while leaving for school. The post was, as gate posts tend to be, stationary. The damage to the bumper was visible. The damage to the gate post was also visible. Gabriel sat in the car for approximately 30 seconds. Then he went inside to tell his mother. Mine. What happened? The car. What happened to the car? The gate post. His mother was already past him and out the front door. She saw the car. She made a sound. This sound brought his aunt from the kitchen. His aunt was visiting, as she often was, who came to the door, saw the car, and also made a sound. The neighbor, whose gate post was involved, heard the sounds and came out to investigate. The neighbor saw his gate post. He made a different kind of sound. A second neighbor had come out because of the general noise level and was now also assessing the situation with strong personal opinions. Within 4 minutes of Gabriel's announcement, 5 people were standing in the street, looking at the car and the gate post simultaneously. All of them were talking. None of them were talking to the same person. Gabriel's mother turned to him. She was not calm, but she was not what he had expected either. Are you hurt? No, You are sure? Yes. She turned back to the car. This can be fixed, she said, to nobody in particular, and everybody simultaneously. Everything can be fixed. The neighbor with the gate post was less certain about this. A discussion began. Gabriel stood in the middle of it. By the time the discussion concluded, his mother had agreed to have the gate post repaired. The neighbor had agreed that the lane was too narrow. A third neighbor had agreed that the lane had always been too narrow. His aunt had called Gabriel's father at work to inform him. His father had called back to speak to Gabriel directly. Are you okay? Yes, Papa. Good. We will talk tonight. I know. His father paused. Your mother? Is she? There are currently 4 neighbors involved. His father was quiet for a moment. I'll come home early, he said. Gabriel looked at the street. There were now 5 neighbors. Someone had brought coffee. In Brazil, even the bad moments find a way to become something else entirely. 5 countries, 5 family cars, 5 accidents that, in the grand scheme of things, were minor. America asked if you were okay 4 times before asking about the car, then made you pay the deductible. India arrived at the scene to find the neighbor had already called your mother, and Mrs. Sharma's son has never crashed a car. South Korea produced a 4-page financial impact analysis with a 60% fault assessment and an 8% administrative processing fee. Germany took 17 photographs, filed a formal complaint with car park management, and booked 7 a.m. Saturday practice at the industrial estate. Brazil had 5 neighbors, 4 opinions, 3 discussions, and someone brought coffee. Different countries, different parents, different reactions. But all of them, eventually, said the same thing. The car can be fixed. Are you okay? Tell us in the comments. Which country is your parents? And have you ever had to make that call? Subscribe, because every week we bring you the moments that every family shares, no matter where in the world they are. We'll see you in the next one.